All right, I'm here with interim men's and women's Siena Heights golf coach Andrew Ioanou. How you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping by.
I'm good.
I hope I got your last name right.
Yep, you got it right.
Cool,
good
perfect.
Job. Good job.
So I don't know if you guys have started practice yet. If you have, how's the team looking? If you haven't, when do you guys start?
Good. We actually started on Monday of last week. I took it back, Wednesday of last week. And it's going great. The team's working hard and just trying to get ready for the season.
Is there anybody in the preseason practices that kind of has impressed you, whether that's somebody that was already on the team that's really improved or maybe a newcomer that's kind of come in and kind of performed in a way you weren't expecting?
Sure. On the men's side, I'd say Colin Duffy, Ben Ellis, both have done really well so far in qualifiers. On the women's side, Bethany Nowak and Skylar Whitman have come back and just kind of continued what they were doing from last year. So that's kind of what we expected. But yeah, the teams on both sides are looking good.
So just looking at your schedule for the men's right now, but you can talk about both here. Is there a tournament early on in the season, maybe the first 2 or 3, that you really think is going to be a really good tournament, a really good measuring stick tournament where you're going to kind of get to see how good your team really is on both the men's and women's side?
Sure. The first weekend, so next weekend, September 3rd and 4th, we got the men's team at Bedford Valley. And that one is where we play our conference championship. So that one will be a really good measuring stick. They get to see the course. For some of them, it will be the first time, but for most of them, they played it all last year. And then on the women's side, we have a tournament at Washtenaw Country Club here in a couple weeks. And I think that one will be a really good test. It's a difficult golf course, fast greens. So those will both be really, really good ones for us.
Another question for you is there a course that you have either played last year or that you're going to play this year that you're really excited about? You think the team, either they played there before and they performed really, really well, mm-hmm. or you just really or they really liked the course, or maybe one this year that maybe you know of ahead of time that you think is going to be a really good course?
Sure. On the women's side, I'd say the Medalist here in a couple of weeks. That one kind of got us last year, so I'm looking forward to that one. And they've all seen the course now. It's definitely a difficult golf course the first few times you see it, so they'll be ready to go for that one. And then I'd say for the men, actually a couple weeks at Washtenaw when they're there, that'll be a really good one for them because they kind of got them last year. So we're definitely looking for a little revenge on those courses, and we're excited to play those courses again.
So I know you guys, when I say you guys, I mean the sport of golf in general, collegiately, mm-hmm. is a weird sport because you guys play the bulk of your season in the fall, but you really don't play your conference championship until the spring.
Sure.
So what do you think both teams have to do to kind of improve upon what they did last year as far as from a WAC standpoint, to do better than they did at the championship last year?
I think this year will be a lot of the way we prepare in the winter. Obviously those months are pretty difficult because you can't play golf when there's snow on the ground. So I think we'll look to just do better practice in the winter, improve facilities a little bit, and we'll just work a lot more on short game during the winter time this year. That was something that I felt like hurt us last year, but I think this year we'll grind that a little bit better in the winter time, and it'll be definitely a better result.
Is there a maybe a team motto or a saying or something you come into the season knowing that you kind of want to preach to the team this year to kind of get where you believe as a coach you want them to be?
Sure. When I was on the team, we always used to just say make it happen. So it's kind of trying to bring that back a little bit. It's simple, but make it happen just can mean anything. It can mean just do the best you can, or it can mean go out there and kind of pull a trick out of the hat. And so yeah, I think make it happen is a really good one for us, and we're just going to try to make it happen.
Perfect. Appreciate you stopping by, Coach, and chatting with us.
Thank you.
Luck the rest of the season with both teams. Like I said, you guys have a weird schedule. We'll see you in the fall, and we're going to see you again in the spring.
Cool.
So thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it.
And good luck this year.
Thanks for having me.
All right, I'm here with 2 members of the Siena Heights University women's golf team. I'm here with Chelsea Kovoch, senior, super senior, right? Super duper senior. And Bethany Nowak, who's also a senior. So thanks for taking the time out to do this for us, guys. Promise it's going to be easy. So first question right off the gate. I know you guys started preseason a little bit. Can you talk about how's preseason been? How do you feel? Are you ready for the season? All of that good stuff.
So far we are in our 3rd day of the preseason, 2nd day of qualifiers so far. It's been pretty good so far. Scores have been really good, pretty tight with all the new freshmen coming in. It's been pretty good so far, actually.
Yeah, we have 5 new freshmen this year, and everyone's looking really promising. Like Chelsea said, all the scores are pretty tight, and I mean, it's nice to see after each day when the spreadsheets come out where everybody lies with their scores and everything, and we're really proud of everybody so far, so it's been good.
Alright, so as upperclassmen coming in with some experience, do you know what to expect? Do you feel like it felt a little bit easier coming into preseason because you already knew what to expect versus your freshman year when you came in kind of blind and didn't know really what to anticipate?
Definitely. My freshman year was kind of crazy. I'm definitely a changed person from all my years of being here. I know what to expect, and I know the course really well as well because we play at Hills of Lenawee all the time. So you definitely know like shortcuts, and you're definitely more confident going into qualifiers than when I was my freshman year.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I've been playing competitive golf for quite a while now. I even did like competitive like summer tournaments when I was in like 8th, 9th grade, you know, like before I even got to college, and even that has helped. Just any type of pressure situation where you can simulate what it's going to be like, and competition is always good. And especially just being local and having seen Lenawee even before I got here was really nice, and it definitely does take a lot of the pressure off. You see some of the freshmen come in and they're a little squirmish when they see the course when we do our practice round, but overall, knowing and seeing the course definitely helps, and it's less pressure in the long run.
Okay, here's a hard question for you. Ready? What has been your favorite course to play besides our home course that you've played in college? Do you have, even if you have a couple favorites, is there a course you played really, really well, so you really enjoyed it, or just a course you enjoy overall? That's not our home course.
For me, I know Stonehenge and Battle Creek is usually where our whack is. It's similar to Hills of Lenawee, that's why I think I like it more than more other courses. But that's where I also hit my like PR besides when I hit it at the Hills of Lenawee, so I think I like that course a lot better than like most other ones.
I think that would be one of my top 3 for sure too. We both actually PR'd there at the WAC, so that was pretty cool for us to experience, especially doing that together. So that was nice. I think probably my favorite was the Medalist, just because it was just a really nice course, super pretty. It's really hard. The numbers were very high there, but it was just a really nice course. I'm glad we got the opportunity to play it. Yeah.
All right, another hard one. Ready? What is your favorite club in your bag? Do you have a favorite, like a go-to club? Something if you need to turn around, you know you have a reliable club. Do you have one?
I definitely have a favorite club in my bag. It used to be my 8-iron, which it still is, but my 8 and my 7-iron are definitely my favorite clubs in my bag. Whenever I know, like, when I grab it, I'm always confident with it. I always know it will be reliable. It's definitely those are my favorite clubs.
I think that's probably gotta be my 5-iron for me. I feel very confident when I have that club in my hand, and I've just learned to be very versatile with it, whether I'm punching from whatever yardage out. I've just practiced it enough to know what I can do with it, and I can do a lot of different stuff with this. That's probably my favorite.
Okay. I know that golf can sometimes be a pretty superstitious sport, so do you guys have a superstition when you are doing, either that's before a round, during a round, after, do you have a superstition that you just have to do, or something you have to wear or have with you that you just feel is good luck?
Yeah, so actually, started a couple of years ago with one of our former players and one of our best friends, Dakota Spears, who I'm sure people obviously from here know about her. She went to Siena for a while, and she was pretty always in the top of the lineup. And my freshman year, we went to a tournament, and she let me cut her hair at the hotel. So we keep her hair in a bag and take it with us to all of our tournaments and rub it for good luck, and we still have it to this day.
Yes.
Still have it.
It's not that weird at all. I'm sure there's other weird ones too. The last question I have for you guys, is there a part of your game or maybe a personal goal you have going into the season, something that you said, you know, maybe you've told yourself, if I don't accomplish anything this year, I'm going to get better at this. Is there something that you're striving for personally?
Definitely. So throughout my whole golf career, I've never been good at chipping and putting. It has always been my weakness. This past summer, I've gotten a lot better at it, but I'm still not very good at it, so I definitely want to be able to master that before I'm done golfing.
I think for me it's probably the same. I've always been more of a long hitter, so I think I tend to focus on that a lot, and it's good, but it's always needing tweaking, so I think I always try to go back to it, but I need to just hone in more on my putting and chipping and just focus on that, because at the end of the day, I mean, like, a 2-foot putt's the same amount as a 250-yard drive, so you gotta have the short game too, so I think that's definitely a big goal for the whole team, is short game.
Definitely.
Okay, I lied to you. I got one more question. It just came to me, and I think it's a good one. What do you feel more comfortable in, the rough or the bunker?
The rough for sure. I'm not very good at it out of a sand bunker. Even today at practice, for example, it took me like 2 times to get out of the bunker. I'm not confident going into it at all.
I think I would have to say bunker, actually. I like a challenge, and I like pressure situations. I do better under pressure, so I think I would have more fun with like a bunker shot and trying to finesse a shot out of the sand than the rough.
Perfect. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Good luck this season. We'll be watching, and thanks.
Thank you.
All right. I'm here with Colin Duffy, super senior on the men's golf team. You said your first year of grad school, right?
Yeah.
So what are you studying this year?
Clinical mental health counseling.
Nice. All right. So I'm gonna start you off really well, or with an easy question. You guys have started preseason. How's that going? How you feeling out there in your preparation for the season?
Preseason is great. It's my 5th preseason I've had to go through, so I'm a little experienced rather than some of the other guys on the team. But we've got a great recruiting class this year, and some younger guys that have really come out and started to put up some good numbers the first couple days of practice, qualifiers, I should say. So they matter a little bit more. I'm just really excited to get into the season and get tournaments rolling. I feel like everybody kind of came in at a different level than last year. I feel like we were a little cold to start, and then we kind of turned it on midway. And I feel like everybody's kind of chomping at the bit right now to get out on tournaments. So I'm really excited.
So I asked this to the ladies just a few minutes ago, but what is your favorite course that you've played in your college career? Maybe you have a couple on, and our home course doesn't count.
I would go Sylvania Country Club in just next to Lord's University where we play. We play there probably two times a year, and they host tournaments like the Junior Solheim Cup, other big tournaments that amateurs and semi-professionals and some actual professionals play in. Just a great layout, and the weather always seems to be nice for us there, and it's just really pretty looks and big greens, which is kind of something we get away from at Lenawee. So they got really stamp-sized greens at Lenawee, so it's nice to play something a little bigger.
All right. I asked this also. What is your favorite club in your bag?
I'd have to go with my 8-iron. My 8-iron is I know I did kind of hear them say stuff while I was outside, but my 8-iron, it's the same thing. I just always feel comfortable with it, and I know the exact to the number yardage I'm going to hit it. And I just always feel like I can just take it 4 yards right and play a draw into it with it. So I love that club.
All right, so you know this question I'm about to ask right now because we joked about it before we went on. Golf's a pretty superstitious sport. Do you have a superstition, ritual, something you have to have with you that you find that's good luck for you when you play?
So I'm actually not wearing it now, but ever since I signed with Siena, I got a Siena Heights Golf bracelet that I wear for every single tournament all the time. But when I was younger, I used to bring it all the way down to I need the same pair of underwear on every time for the tournament rounds. I had practice underwear, I had tournament underwear, I had tournament socks, all that type of stuff. So I've gotten a little bit away from it now just because I feel like just getting older and trying to be a little bit more consistent, you kind of have to work out some of your mental kinks, and I feel like that's kind of always been a mental kink for me is, sometimes you have it going in, everything has to be the same every time, but I feel like it's more feel free to mix it up now, so I don't feel like I carry too many of those with me. It's normally just I always, not quite a superstition, but every time I always black out on the first tee box. I hit the butterflies, I don't even remember what just happened, and I just start remember my round while I'm walking down the fairway.
All right, is there a part of your game or maybe a personal goal you have going into the season, something that you really want to accomplish before the end of the season's up? Whether that's improving a part of your game or improving your leadership or just something you're pinpointing for yourself this year.
Yeah, so I've been all WAC twice before in my time here so far. I'd love to be first team. I've only cracked second team twice, so being on that first team would be a great accomplishment. But overall, I've really been working on putting and the putting stroke mostly throughout the end of last year and into this year. And I think Coach Andrew has really been a big help on that. But really dial in short game has been my biggest goal, because I feel like I hit the ball very well and I'm a good ball striker, but I when I struggle, it's always around the greens. So I feel like rounding out my game more this offseason will definitely be to more of my benefit and something I'm really looking to pursue.
Alright, so the last question for you, I gave it to them as well. Do you feel more comfortable in the bunker or in the rough?
Rough every time. It's bunkers are just tough because it's like playing different courses with different bunkers. There's different sand in every type of bunker, and some are they're in just wetter spots, so that's a completely different way to play a shot. Is a hard bunker versus a soft bunker versus your uphill downhill. Rough is pretty easy. Normally it's sitting up and you can chop right underneath it. So.
All right. Well, I appreciate you stopping by and talking with us for a second, or for a few minutes. Have a good luck this season. We'll be watching, and thanks for stopping by.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate the time.